See, I always look at technology as almost that enabler, which is in many ways making things much more flat than before. I will not say it's completely flat, because there are always vested interests which are going to stay there. So it will not become 100% flat in the foreseeable future, but I think it's already very, very flat than before. Now, what I mean by that is, see, in the past, for example, if I want to do something, if I wanted to buy a Hasselblad camera, for example, which is an expensive equipment, there are two important things that I will always think about. That what is that I want to look for in a camera, and how am I going to get that camera? I'm assuming that I already know the brand I want to buy, but what do I need to look for in it, and how am I going to buy it? I think what has happened today is, if we think about wanting to do something, the how question has become very easy to answer, because there's already enough and more information and enough and more free expertise, which is just a click away on the internet. The important thing to know is, what is that we really want to know? What is the question that we have that we want to get answered? So that is one very big change which has happened. The other example that I take, and which is more linked with consumption, is that if somebody really wants to buy a piece of fashion accessory, it's not very difficult for him or her to order it online and get it even in the remotest part of India or China, because of the fact that internet access and logistics are actually taking fashion and dreams to people's homes like they never did before. So in that sense, that gap between big cities and more educated people and experts versus people who are from smaller cities and less educated and not as exposed or not as informed, that gap has gone away. So I always say that we live in times when expertise is at risk. So expertise needs to constantly reinvent itself if it really wants to continue being that, because there's a lot of expertise already available online. It's only about people knowing whether they want to know that or not, and then just finding it. So I see, and the way I see things moving in the future is, this will become more and more pervasive. The important question will become, and this is of course linked with human laziness, the important question will continue to be knowing the right questions. Because in the past, knowing the right question was never good enough, because you still had to go to that library you did not have a membership to, or you were not allowed to look at some books. But those days are gone now. The important question is, we should know what book are we looking for, what is that we are looking for. Once we know that, I think things are much simpler today than ever before.